This is like a discussion, so just throw it out there. You don't have to raise your hand. Just go ahead and talk. Just if someone else is talking, make sure you're listening. All right, so we're not like applauding and stuff. Go ahead.
I'll just show mine. I guess I didn't take it as much as like a political view. I took it more as neglection versus action. So I just kind of drew out the Dow, stock market's going down rather than change, and, at least, putting more like moderate. And then I have the world climate change versus alternative energy, so the wind turbine, ever gone for war versus a handshake, civilizing peace. And then I have homelessness, so like a bed underneath the highway, and then a house. Yeah.
I have something to do with the environment too. I think that's something that's really important that we can really make a difference in, and we really need to take a part in the sort of environmental initiative after the election, because the politicians can only do so much. Like, most of it is like on our shoulders. So I think it's important that we all take initiative to spread the word on cleaner lifestyles and just sort of green technology, etc. So I think, to me, that's a huge issue in my mind, because it's the world.
Yeah, I agree. No matter which candidate is elected president, there's a ton of stuff that we can do on the ground. And I mean, even if it is someone who's very pro-environment, we're still going to need to step up and do our parts, because the majority of the things we can do to make a difference in the environment are like things that each person needs to make a difference in their own life.
Yeah, I agree. Like, one of the things I'm most afraid of is the continuation of fear politics. We really need to end that and kind of take the action ourselves and realize that we can change it and kind of come at things with a positive attitude.
Yeah, I did the war, and it kind of has to do with like economy too. So I drew a picture here, and this is like a poor person, and Uncle Sam is taking their money and putting it down the drain to Iraq. That's like the bad situation. And then this is the good situation, is this is a soldier getting on a plane coming home and like hugging their family, and then like the money is going back to the people who like actually need it. Because I feel like we spend like $10 billion a week in Iraq, and like people don't even have enough money to buy like food for their family, which doesn't make sense to me in any way, when like the purpose of our government is to like make sure people here can have a living, when we're spending billions of dollars, trillions of dollars to fight a war that no one even knows like why we're in.
Mine shows that the bad thing is that the gas was shown higher, and then the good is that the poor is gonna have homes and food. So.
Well, mine is that election in here has a lot of effects on Afghanistan and our country, and like the dream which I have, like one day, for example, the better, like is everyone is happy and everyone is happy. Like the thing which I am afraid of is like the suicide attacks, war, and these things. And I hope that this election bring a good change in my country.
I was focusing more on the economy. I kind of don't want to see to go. I don't want the Wall Street to kind of crash again or go down in a huge amount. And I can see on one side of the election that the stock market can stay steady and maybe increase a little bit, but obviously we're in a huge hole already, so it's going to be hard regardless of who gets elected. So.
Kind of stemming off of what you said about the war in Afghanistan. I think like diplomacy is going to be a really big issue, just like going forward and creating ties instead of with different countries, instead of trying to like, I don't know, like force our foreign policy on different people through like wars or whatever that takes. I think that diplomacy is a much more effective way to get whatever our American point of foreign policy is across.
Yeah, I agree. I think foreign policy is like really important right now, especially like we're gonna have, the whole world's gonna be facing a lot of tough times ahead, so it's important now more than ever that we have friends in the world than breaking ties and having more enemies and having these unnecessary wars. I mean, with as I said, it just like environmental condition and then just like global population. I mean, it's gonna have a lot of collaboration between countries and a lot of working together to overcome these huge issues. So it's important that we have good diplomats in the office and that we make more friends, as I said.
Well, my picture is college tuition and how it's keeping a lot of kids, a lot of high school graduates from going to college. And it's $140,000 in my bad picture. And I have the luxury that I know that my parents will support me as much as they can, but not everyone has that luxury in life. And in my good picture, you know, it's kids and they're happy because they know they can afford it. And there's a kid who has graduated and he's holding his college diploma. And that would be the good situation that could possibly come out of this if it's possible. So.
Yeah, that's really true because it's crazy to think if what we think is expensive for college, what our kids are going to have to do or what their kids are going to have to do, just because the way it's going, it's only getting more expensive, and it just seems like something needs to be done now before it gets to the point where no one except the upper class can get it and everyone's just denied that because it's crazy.
Well, my picture was about gas prices. My happy picture was that maybe, well, not saying it's gonna go down this low, but it could go down to like 197 or something, the way it used to be, and we could have peace and happiness and love. But in my bad picture, my fear is that Obama will get assassinated because a lot of things, almost one happened, and that the gas price is gonna go up to like $6 a tank or something, and John McCain gonna be like really happy. The lady on the news gonna say the world is coming to an end because John McCain is president.
Well, my fear is like not really saying like Obama or McCain, but whoever gets like picked for president. Like, cause for example, like Bush, like how presidents like they're supposed to give you this big dream of like hope and happiness and things like that. Like you could like, you know, live well. I could help you and stuff. And my fear is like that he like whoever like gets election, since they both gave us like a dream that we might, you know, like when they get into office, like that don't really happen. Like we'll still stay the same. Like just basically they'll just be president and like nothing will be good or beneficial for us. And my hope is that like whoever gets into office, that like the people living in poverty, far as like homeless and like things like that, like they will get an opportunity, not like just saying people that's working or like, I don't know, just basically people that's homeless, like they'll get an opportunity, there'll be resources available for them to get an opportunity to live in a house or live somewhere and like have good family and stuff like that.
I want to add to that is, you know, just before the election, you know, we work hard to get somebody who can represent us in the office. But also we have to work hard afterwards that people will still listen to us, still know what our situation is, and still get our problems out there so they can be solved.